84% with no criminal charges whatsoever, 63% in Massachusetts, where the student had left, by the way. At the risk of sounding like a broken record, how do they keep claiming they're going after the worst of the worst? Because reality shows it is not true, or they're sure not catching them.
It's hard to really even defend what's being done in terms of a policy standpoint, because I don't know that many Republicans who are in Congress have even ever considered looking at what Kristi Noem and the Trump White House is doing as a policy they would have ever thought to put in place. So it's hard for me to give you an answer as a Republican because I don't see it as necessarily a Republican policy. I think about this from an American standpoint. We're the land of hope and opportunity. And in order to be that, we have been a country that is founded on immigration. Yes, we are law and order, but we also have been built up by immigrants. And so to close our borders so aggressively to shut out everyone, to crack down on legal immigrants who are here legally as well. And then to see American citizens, U.S. citizens rounded up in these raids, I think that goes very much against what not only Republicans, Democrats, but as Americans we stand for and should be standing for. And I worry about the long-term implications of what this is doing to our reputation around the world as a beacon of hope for those who are looking for freedom.
Yeah. Basil, let's go back to Trump directing his ire at the immigrants from Somalia, because he's saying it's barely a country and it stinks. He calls Congresswoman Ilhan Omar, a U.S. citizen who's from Somalia, garbage. And it turns out this is not random. A story published last month by a conservative institute alleges the Minnesota Somali community stole millions in public funds, some of which was funneled to a Somali-based terror group. Look, while there have been some fraud convictions, there is little evidence the money has gone to terror groups. But this story still went viral across conservative outlets. So here's the question, Basil. Is this how we make policy now?
Well, that's what I was saying before. There's clearly an audience for this, and any small story is going to get amplified. And I take some comments from a state senator in Minnesota, Zainab Mohammed, who said that ICE they're stopping cars randomly. They're stopping people from going in and out of buildings and just checking their papers. They're not going after criminals in the sort of targeted way that you would expect a law enforcement with some credibility to go after and engage in with local law enforcement. That's not what they're doing. They're stopping people and looking at their papers. And let's understand something as well. As Trump starts to pull away from certain opportunities for people who are coming here as immigrants to obtain some kind of status, as he's retreating from some of that, he's also opening the door to a lot of white South Africans. So, when I say when I talk about this is that there are, his poll numbers are down and a lot of people may not like the tactics that he's using, but there's clearly an audience for it, number one. And number two, I have to also think that in engaging in this type of behavior, they don't think short term, they think long term. They have an idea of what they want this country to look like. And they're using every means in their arsenal to make sure that in the long term, they're doing exactly what they're purporting or what they're pretending, which is a country that doesn't reflect a lot of people that look like me.
Maura, at what point do Republicans stand up and say the language this president uses is unbecoming for a president of the United States and he's just gone too far? I mean, start with that.
Now. I mean, it's now, right? I would say that years ago, I would have said it was then. But anyone who is looking for that off-ramp, like I mentioned before, because, again, Trump is a lamed-out president. He's not focused on the issues that their constituents are focused on. The off-ramp, it's here now. You talked about it earlier with Peter on the program about there being some fractures and there being opportunities for members of Congress on the Republican side to start to question things that are being done in the Trump White House that they don't necessarily agree with. And this can start there. You saw the Indiana Republican in the state house who didn't appreciate at all the way he spoke about Governor Tim Walz in one of his tweet rants. I won't repeat the word because it's inappropriate, but speaking up like that and taking a principled stance for what you believe in, that needs to start now. There is an opportunity for Republicans to regain control of their own narrative, and it does not have to be the one that is run by Donald Trump and Stephen Miller and the like. And I would hope they would take this opportunity to do so.
Okay. Basil and Maura, thank you guys for the conversation. We'll see you soon.